Okay, I'm using a bar chart without any open or close, and I'm using the 5 bar turnaround caret indicator. So just based on these two kind of supply and demand ideas, we're going to trade the daily chart, and I guess I could write these trades down in my mind, but the reason why it wouldn't matter is because I'm going to trade at least 10 tickets for every so it's like a whole song. It's going to include the detail that you would normally have, the interwoven intricacies of all these tickets. The whole point of it is to have trade locations that are unique, so you don't play a song that you could play a song that has just holding one note, but that would be the baseline that you'd be looking for there, the return to the mean. So if you're going to run a moving average, you're saying, I'm waiting for things to come back till fucking sanity. It doesn't say that, fucking sanity, but you see what I'm saying. You're waiting for shit to come back to some kind of normalcy. And people think that, well, that's the safest place to get in, you know. The so-called so there's the tide and the wave and the trend, and you know that you could go into all sorts of speculations about the larger macro trends, and it's just for talk. It's not something you can make money doing, because if you're going to do real estate, you have to be in a certain area, and that's what this is about. It's like trade location or location in price. So for people that only trade once a month, this chart's perfect, right? If you're going to do I was in that trade for fucking like 3 weeks, fucking crazy, you know. Got in the very edge, out at the very edge on the dailies. And here, you know, you're in the middle of fair value right now. If somebody put a gun to your head, they'd say, well, did you sell that spike up in the daily that just happened? I'm playing this back really slowly, by the way, so let me speed it up. So what goes through your mind when you look at a chart? So it's coming into the next week, not on this chart, but this is the weekend. The weekend with the strategy tester, because you can, oh gosh, it's like a drum machine to me. You know, playing guitar, you know, price is just oscillating like it's its own indicator. It's crazy. It's what the indicators are built on. So I don't do the indicators for the primary reason is that the vertical dimension means more to me than the horizontal narrative. So I don't care about, oh, well, you know, is there a no, like, what the fuck? How much is it going to cost me to, like, if I sell here, I got to put a 300 pip stop on this trade. I'm thinking, to make money on this trade, like, if you're going to tell me, well, supply is up here, I'm going to say, all right, I'm with you so far. We'll do the fucking goober trap fractal, and you got to wait for these tickets to stack up. We're going to do goober fractal entry. Top tick Tommy fractals. The TTT fractals. So you have the guy, oh, you know what? It's a breakout. I'm buying here. Good work, Joey. Okay, so you really want to be buying here, right? You really want to buy in the, unfortunately you can't make this a different color, but I think you can see this is down, this is up. You really want to get in the edge of the trees here, the edge of the forest. So the middle of the road here, yes, there are people that are on some perfect 20 EMA during this whole phase on a 4-hour chart going, oh, that system's really good. You should see his moving average system. Okay, that's why robots blow up. I mean, can anybody figure that out at this point? Like, what could possibly fuck up your 4-hour robot? A move like this. I mean, this is fucking catastrophic. That's a daily bar, which means even the breakout goobers that they put on 2 contracts, they got stopped out of 1. They're like, I know what you're talking about, man. That breakout trading works like a charm. He's charming. Here's the beginning of the month. I'll just put a sell stop. Every month, at the beginning and end of each month, I just put a buy stop, a sell stop, and a buy stop and a sell stop. And here we went short, and here we went long, and shut the fuck up. I'm like, Okay, but what happened here? Well, I don't want to talk about what happened here because we got a little trapped and everything got a little wacky, and we changed the moving average, went to the 5-minute, and I fell asleep. I don't know. Fuck, you know, it's like, but look at this top tick timing shit here. Oof. But I'm telling you what, man, I don't think I would hold that all the way to here. There's got to be a lot of places to jump off that train. Come on, man. Even Joe Biden wouldn't fucking, he'd be like, yeah, that was good fucking 2 days. Whoosh, I'd take that. I'm out. Yeah, I know there's trend traders coming in here, but I'm gone. Look at these fucking moves. Look at this. 25 pips lower and then rip your fucking face off. That's a trade. That is a trade. So why not trade reversals? Because they're so, well, I guess they make a lot of pips and they don't happen very often. So you kind of go broke. Well, you kind of started to trying to trade glorious reversals because you really don't. I mean, unless you got like 100 pip stop up here, you're selling here. As soon as it starts to carve out this vacuum, though, this is where I'd be selling. So I would have sell limits every 25 pips, and this guy's asking me, well, what about the? Yeah, well, you put a 1K, a 2K, a 3K every 25 pips. Let's just take a scenario. There's $1,000 in the account, and you dedicate buying like a whore below here every 25 pips. Well, you got a 3K on. You know, you got a 4K going here. It's $1,000 in the account. Let's be realistic. I mean, let's be not realistic. Let's pick a number. Even if you think that's not a lot of money to you. So $1,000 account, and you're going to buy a 1K, a 2K, a 3K. No stops. You're risking the whole account, by the way. You don't fucking got time for stops. You're trading on your phone. You see it drop, you fucking pull the 1K. I'm seeing it. You got to go underwater, though. Then, holy shit, fuck, then you hold it. You're like, honey, this is this guy on the internet. So it comes back to the floor. You could get out. I would say this is the line of scrimmage. Once the market dips into the vacuum, whichever vacuum it happens to be, and people say, where's this vacuum start? Anywhere you want it to. How much money you got? It's like car racing. How fast do you want to go? How much money you got? I mean, dude, fucking just, you'd buy, okay, a 10K, a 20K, a 30K no fill. So you didn't even fill this ticket. Are you disappointed? Well, there's a Fibonacci handle down there. They should have come down there. What the fuck's it? So you can't be so fucking cheap. Like, if you're going to buy, I want to buy the euro somewhere around here. But I'm willing to take anything from here to here the whole month. If you're actually building a position, and maybe you're not, maybe you're trading each day. You're a day trader. So you're out, like you just traded the wick. Like, if you're a day trader, you're like, yeah, dude, we bought this fucking plunge here. We're out. We have 50 pips in a blink of an eye. Here, you fucking made how many pips here? You sold here. People are like, you're selling? It's going up. I'm like, yeah, I know. And then when you got to here, you fucking loaded the wagon. You're like, dude, if it ever makes it up here. Now, there's not a lot of people can look at that on the 4-hour chart and go, well, I mean, this could have actually been a news spike. We don't even know how long that took. That could have just been like a mind blower like this, like a cork popper. When you pop above that, that is such a deep old low. But when it's carving out these areas, yes, if you're going to stand in front of this train, it's not rocket science, okay? This market is volatile. It's, you know, almost 100 pips in one day. For whatever reason, for whatever fucking moving average, whatever fucking little bullshit you've got running that you think is the holy grail, which apparently here, that just hitting the round number here, just nicking the wick here happens to be the holy grail. But did you really wait all month to get in this fucking trade? Load the fucking wagon and go, yeah, I'm not getting out until it takes out this, and it never does. You can't do that. I mean, be realistic, right? So you know, make tons of money, but look at how every time it gets below here, it is a fucking rock. Like, it is a rocks. This is all money. Bing, bang, bong. It still hasn't fucking even been able to get back to, well, where it all fucking fell apart here. at the beginning of the month. But if you take this into sells instead of taking these into precise 618s, which is just the most stupid thing I've seen people do, is put a Gartley pattern on there. I'm like, dude, you can't get a trade going? Like, you seriously can't think of a place to buy like 15 pips deep for the next day? Like, you don't think, could the market drop 15 pips in the next 4 hours is my auction. That's I'm running that auction myself, so I put the tickets out. Now on a tablet, which I'm going to get a tablet, an 11-inch tablet. Apparently you got to buy bigger tablets. I mean, I don't really want to cart around a goddamn, like a snow saucer, you know, you go on the hill in these saucers, there's no steering. But, you know, I guess I have to do it because I'm in the car. I'm looking at this thing and I'm like, dude, you know, we just have to get out. And if I could get back in on a 15-minute while driving the car, because I know when I get to where I'm going, in a half an hour, these scripts are good for while we're in the car. Double click it, and it's gonna for 15 minutes. It's gonna do a flash crash grabber, and this is really does work. But you've got to have the robot or you hitting the button. And you're just looking for a psycho wick out of nowhere. And no, in the morning, so you want to build a position on, they keep retesting. And you're like, really? They're going to go lower? Like, so you think that looked like the bottom, right? I don't know if it's ever happened to anybody, but you're like, that looks like the bottom. But no, it's still going lower. That's fucking nuts. I'm just astounded sometimes. Look at this. We came all the way back and took out this low. 2018 low, and when you tag this bitch, this thing had so much fuel coming off of that supply zone. It was like, I mean, sure, you made your 50 pips, but then holy shit, that is a move. Now this is just like the movie you just saw in crude oil. You're like, yeah, that's I like that. That is definitely bullish. What'd you say her name was again? Oh no, she got too high. She overdosed. Oh, she was gorgeous. Did you see how good she looked just before she overdosed? So supply and demand has its. Oh, this is the president's son hooking up. Okay, he's getting that foot job, and then wah wah wah. He's oof. They impeached the president. Oh boy, that's gonna happen. So that's next on the. We have a hit list. We have to go through our. Keep your mask on, people. We have to keep the illusion going. Oh, man, your mask looks great today. I don't have one on. Well, what? Oh, maskless trading. Yeah, that's the new thing, man. High risk shit. So right now, I'm just saying, what are we doing right now? It's always now. I mean, these books. I read these books for years. And I'm like, okay, so that means we're where on this chart? I got everything you said. I got this book called 2,000 charts or some shit. Dude, they got charts. They draw them up. They push it in there. They call them like this is the open sea or something. Or I like the inverted megaphone. This is the megaphone pattern. I'm like, what does that mean? It's going to get even more insane. Like, yeah, okay, I gotcha. The megaphone. Well, dude, I mean, there's only so much angle on that chart. It's going to fucking wrap around itself. But as we go into the future, the price spikes because people are, you know, it's high-ranging markets now. But has it ever changed? I mean, people think the wheels are coming off this now. How do you think you felt back here in 2019? You're like, holy shit. Oh, man, that euro's all over the map. And on the daily, does it matter? Let's speed it up and try to make some money here. So I'm going to say, let's just buy. It already broke out. I don't want to chase it. It broke out. Oh, in the daily. Oof, bullish. Hey, my buddy says it's in an uptrend. I think he's gotten to something. It's in a channel. Okay, great. But now, where do we get in? Should I buy here? Should I bet $1 million right here? Yeah, of course. It's going up. Don't be a dumb shit. Man, you keep missing these opportunities. I tell you got to trade if you want to make money. So you're compelled to want to trade, right? Because you're like, dude, if I don't trade, I don't make no money. All right, so do you want to buy here? I say let's buy 25 pips deep. So the guy's asking me, well, okay, well, can you do these trades? Oh, let's do them now. Speed it up. Let's buy 25. So I'm saying I want to buy here. I can turn it on and off. I want to buy here. I want to buy 1K. I want to buy a 2K. I'm buying a 40K. So no, I buy a 1K, a 2K, a 3K. To be fair, a 4K. No stop. $1,000 in the account. Let's go. And this is going to be the problem with every trade. Oh shit! You ever do is that. Let me put it on the chart because it's not fair to put it. We'll commit to this whole thing. We're buying this whole box for the whole month. Whole month expire, and you can put on 1 month expirations on here. A real disciplined trader waits all fucking time for that. But if you're going to do that, you're also going to have to do this. Every time you do this, you're like building a mystery. But you gotta get in on something here that bounces for 25 pips. So you're gonna buy here with a break even. So people love break even shit. Oh, it's break even. I mean, she didn't die and we didn't make babies, so let's break even on that. But so you're gonna buy wrapped around the 100-yard line. You're gonna buy 10K on 1Ks in a 25 pip box here, just a scalp for a dead cat bounce. Then you can put some bad ratios in here, then you can put some good ratios in here, and you can build a whole buying network of buying shit down here and just say, you know, we're just buying down here, dude. What was that? Because, well, you know, this could be oversold at some point down here. Hello. And so if I commit to the whole month, which I'm not that guy, but I'm going to be in this situation. It's just, and you know what? If you go below here, I say load the fucking wagon and just fucking load the wagon. This is where anger trading is. You really need to be a good anger trader. Comes down here. Oh fuck! Really? You fucking kidding me? Or here, you're kidding. So when you start, so if an aggressive person starts buying below this, below here, $10 on that trade, put 100 pips stop. You buy in one case with 300 pip stops, $30 a ticket. Like, people risk this. You know, some people will put a $389 trade on. Oh, stops at $389. I'm like, so you're pretty good about this trade working out? Yeah. I don't even know how big the size is to get to that number, but I'd be like, okay, well, you must have done this before. Go for it. But if I could put a $30 stop and ride this, you'd have to, on this chart, to really exploit the insane swings that happen every month. So, you know, this thing's, I'm in this trade for 3 weeks, and man, this finally reached my supply zones up here. I'm willing to get out here. Actually, anything above here, these rooftops here are sell supply zone to me. I'm actually probably going to get clobbered a little bit because I'm going to start selling here and more and more. And when here, hopefully, I have not blown up the account, because I'm probably too giddy watching this thing. Or if I laid track there and it lasted all month, I'm already filled on that. But I'd probably be, if I was in front of my platform when it was above here, which we don't know if that's going to happen or when it's going to happen. Just like above this, here was like premium, but we never made it above here, which would have been mind-blowing. So when it goes mind-blowing, like above here, holy shit, look at all that money. Mind-blowing. And so this is a full auction here. Took out the high, took out the low, just blew people coming into next month, just carved out this sweet pocket here. But this has always been the sweet pocket. Now we're here now. I'm going to buy, I'm not in the market yet. I'm going to speed this thing up. We're going to buy into this thing down here. So I'm just buying into supply and demand zones with ultimately never repeat an entry price and never repeat a target or a stop. So the dissolve, you're going to dissolve the volatility into, and presupposing that you're going to place them wide when the market's overheated, so to speak, or it's highly volatile, you're going to have to put in 30 pip stops and trade smaller positions to keep it as if, oh, that pattern is the same pattern as this pattern, because it's a a double top in a volatile market is very expensive per ticket, so you have to trade less tickets to keep your the math proper on the account to claim that you are whatever your risk of ruin, whatever you think that is, like you can't make the money back. It's so stupid. But you're gonna, like, if you're either gonna risk, you either put 10 grand in the account and lose $300 a day is your worst day. Maybe you make 600 a day, and you're like, okay, I'm okay with that. I know how I'm losing the money on that, because it's just I'm either not taking profits enough, because getting in the market is so difficult that I can't rinse and repeat these trades. This, I find to be the thing that keeps because you can scalp and swing trade it without having to. You can see the big picture, but you can see the real money is in rinse and repeat, because we're going to retest. It's nuts. Like, you're like, really? Like, that's a quadruple bottom. Is this support or resistance? But it wouldn't matter, because if you trade supply and demand, the support is the supply, or the demand. If you think demand is buying, supply is selling. But that's another topic, because for every, it's a two-way street. So it's going up and down, let's just say. And oh gosh, I kind of got a deal on this, and some stuff just doesn't change. I mean, it just doesn't change. Like, shit just costs the same amount of money all day. Microphones are not going up in price. They're just not, dude. I don't think an SM57 or 81 or whatever the fuck number that you put in this SM59s, then okay, maybe they're $150 now. Shit, I don't know. But some stuff just doesn't change. And the talk's still cheap. Thank God. I guess that's why they're censoring it. They're not charging enough for the talk. Well, so playing back the market, getting back to, what could you do here on the daily charts without using any fancy indicators or anything? I should just place a fucking grid of orders in. So the grid trading is befuddling, isn't it? People love this. Good. Can you show me the proof that works? Okay, we'll just do it right now. But it works because I'm doing it with, like I say, $1,000 in the account here, imaginary. And we're not going to buy until it enters this box. Now, we could go the extra mile while driving in the car, and we look down and we're like, oh yeah, look at that fucking thing. Let's double click, and I already wrote the scripts and they're ready to go. They're hard coded, and I know exactly what's going to happen when I hit the button. So the problem here is, for me, is that I could write probably 100 scripts. What's one's the best? Really, what's the greatest? What is the hit song script? What is the one that? Well, that's conceptual too, because I want to scatter them so that, just on a chance of insanity, that the 4-hour tickets, which I like the idea of 4-hour expiration, because there's 4-hour charts. It's typical. There's 6 of these a day. I hit a button, and it throws in an array. And I haven't done any double clicks in a long time on a demo, but I did it one time. I was laying in bed, and I had double clicks running that lasted an hour, and the market's crashing, and I'm laying these things in. I know exactly what they're going to do too. They got just monster stops, and there was actually $10,000 of fake money in the account, and I just kept dropping this shit, and I'm like, man, look at this thing stacking itself up. It's like a traffic jam of fucking limits. And once it filled the whole bank, and then the market started to retrace, as you're like, yeah, it's about time, bitch. Like, we've been going down for 4 fucking days. Every night I'd go to sleep. I go, hey man, and if the market could get down there in 4 hours, it would fill on the wicks, because the whole point of time expiration is to have your orders only exist in a true auction format, where you're auctioning your tickets to the market at a particular price. But if your auction's outrageous, you will not get filled. If you post stuff that's too high or low, not that the market can see my tickets, but just imagine they could. I guess you might as well go along with the paranoia that people have. All right, instead of seeing your stops, they're seeing my limits. So they're going to try to fill my limits and make me money. I mean, this is the whole, I guess, foundation of ICT's approach is that you've been getting butt fucked by the man. It's time that you create your own butt fucker. No offense to butt fucking. Some people, they like the... No, it's not enough, right? It's not enough to just have normal missionary position. Some things just don't fill the ticket anymore. Punch the ticket. This is why grid trading, okay? Grid trading is going to keep you away from that fucking... the sin of the flesh, see? Over here. Another thing that I found disturbing is that after playing guitar, that this is... you can't really reach out and grab these charts. But I'd love to play the charts. I mean, just actually like a piano roll. I wonder what this sounds like if you play it back. Somebody, there was this girl over there in England. She was saying that there's a program you can play back the market. So you take this data here and just it's like piano roll. Bing bang bong bong. I bet it sounds like. Let's speed it up here and let's get to the. Let's trade this thing. So we're buying every 25 pips. We're gonna buy like a panhole. We're just gonna buy all the way down to Memphis, and I suppose this is gonna. If we make it down here, there's gonna be hell to pay. It'd be the end of the world if we take out this low. Let's just face it. What are we gonna do about it? I'll probably buy into it, and if I blow up the account, well, this is just as well, because I just made so much money, I can afford to blow up the account. Now you got to take money out. Here's the thing. So if you take an account, you flip it, you triple it. You're Samurai Trader. Anybody know who Sue Lee is? He's just gonna go. So Sue Lee, they ask him how you make $500 into like 38 grand. Like this, you get in on a trade like this. You're waiting, fucking. You're like, dude. If they ever come down here, I mean, fucking hey, that's 200 pips going the other way. And you load into it, seeing, oh yeah, I can see where we're going. I can see the final resolution. I can see the promised land. And I guess that's how you do that. But then what do you do for an encore? You sit back and on your fucking money? I would take a day off. Okay, so that's the other thing. Are you going to stop trading? You just made a fucking pant load of money. No, let's get back in. Let's make more. Okay, so I'm going to go hyper speed here. So I'll let it rip here. It's just fastest speed playback on the dailies of... Okay, so let's trade the market. That's the 28-minute lecture. And then we have the... So, 25 pip grid. Just think 25 pips. And I would definitely hope I'm short here for the scalp. The trap, Every 25 pips I'm selling, by the way. 1, 2, 3K. I got $1,000 in the account. So we're short at the round. We're not quite short here. Let's cash out. Now we're going to buy again down here. I really want to dedicate about 80K down here, though, if this is a real situation. And I could stack that stuff up and walk away. In fact, I could I could close all up in impendings at the end of each day if I got scared. If I got scared, I could just... I forgot about talking about getting scared, but like, so here, you could come retap. See how they retap that high? You could do the same trade. That's a rinse and repeat. Right? And you're on a tablet and you're throwing tickets out. We know we got filled on that. That's a daily chart, by the way. That day's over. Not shit happened, but they've trapped these guys up here. Ooh, you went long up there? Ouch, you ouch. Now we're getting filled by. Okay, that's... We're going to scalp that to the floor of the last day. This is the daily chart playback. Okay. I'm going to buy here, and I'm just going to buy so much here. It's just autopilot. And below here, I'm afraid that if we come down here, it's going to be hell to pay, but I'm willing to buy down here like you can't believe. So... Okay, we're still buying. We haven't cashed out. We're taking on some heat. I got 100 pip stops, by the way, with I got 100, 150, 125, which I haven't written those for the tablet. But like, so these are whole, like, it's like, how big are you? How how big are your balls? How much fucking underwater can you go? So you're down about, hey, listen, you're down $20 here now. So hold on, you're down $20. Got $1,000 in the account here. Are you holding on? Hold on, man. Okay, we were buying this plunge, man. I'm in. Oh, the robot just went short. What a fucking... This is why this robot is a joke. This is the moving average robot. There you go. Why moving average systems don't work. Robot just sold at 20K. All right, let's go. What we got here? Maybe he's right. It looks like it's going to go down. But it's okay. Like I said, I placed these orders. Tell me about, oh, I heard see, wasn't this the trade up here, though? Oh, I didn't sell enough up here. Damn it. I got to sell into these fucking... It even tagged the rooftop here. Just nicked the wick here and just a double top. Beautiful double top. Could have resold that fractal. No, I was afraid it's going to go higher. Oh, fuck. Damn it. But see, look at, we're long now. We just blew the robot up. We just stopped out some goober bot. We just took some money from the man. The big boys. Okay, I will zoom in now. So you'll see the direction now. Zooming in on the old daily chart, daily candlesticks. It's your coffee table books on candles. So, here. Oh, that's not resizing fast. Okay, let me try to get that vertical dimension. Okay, so we're buying again. So we never made it back. We never made it to the target. By the way, if you think that because you bought down here, oh, I bought down here and I bought here and it's going to come back to here. No, apparently not. This is daily chart, by the way. Oh, I guess it got filled. Oof, we bought just, oh, like you can't even imagine. At least for the 25 pips, we're maybe 25 pips guaranteed on that. I think I'm going to let this build a position that's very long, and then we'll dump everything above here and call me next month. Also, let's scalp around all this stuff. There's a rinse and repeat right there. Looking for another sell-off. So let me get a bigger picture. So I'm willing to buy all the way down as we plunge here. I'm going to load the wagon. I knew this would be pretty brutal because when we look to the left, we could see how old this is. Let's just get in heavy as can be right here. I'm already in, so I got my big stops in here. Anything we bought here, we're going to cash out into the floor. So anything we bought, we're in another two tickets, and these are like 5Ks now. If we're going to go with the strict 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8K. So we're just loving this. People are asking me, why don't you sell? I'm like, because I'm buying. This is a setback. I'm not going to, it's too late. From my opinion, once you broke out of this quiet thing, I'm not selling into this insane volatility, psycho ward bullshit. Everybody wear a mask between fucks. Every time you hump, you got to take that mask off. See how that works? So this giant swing trade here. I don't see a place here to get in. This is all breakout trading here. The reversal here. Anything below here, I'm really buying heavy. So here I'm really anxious about getting back to first target is the round number. Now the other problem is, this is the biggest ticket I bought. Do I hold that until we hit here? Or do I scalp that off the floor to cover being underwater on here? And if that's true, then what I'm going to do is put in buy limits all over again like this. So it's like if you're deep sea fishing. When you get the fish on the line, you have to, this would be the first hook, and now you have to give it more line because if you want to retain your 200 and 300 and 125 pip and 145 pip stops that you built for this situation, then you're going to hold, or you're going to hold the whole position and be a disciplined trader. So you're going to hold all the way to the floor here. And now your worst ticket, which is here, you're waiting for that to be kind of a winner when if it can go over the rooftops. There'll be sellers up here. I'm definitely going to take everything off right here. Then come in with buy limits, I think. Now I did that the other day and the market was so volatile it came whooshing back. I think it was a whooshing move. And I was like, holy shit. See, so I'm out. I'm flat now. Flat now. And if it keeps going up, I will be a little heartbroken. But so how do I get rid of the heartbreak? Is I put buy limits very tight here. So I've made enough money on this giant swing. Now I'm going to change my location dynamics to a finer res here. And we'll do the same trade. Now we're just waiting for it to come back down here again. Or let's just put sell limits up here and embrace the giant high liquidity that's been forming, because this is now past vacuum waiting to get filled. Okay, so shorting off that, scalp that. Okay, we're scalped out of that. That scalp's over. Now I'm buying again. So I could have taken either one on that. I could take both too. You know, if you're at a place that lets you fucking trade where you can hedge, I mean, it's what's the point? It's so stupid. Dude, talk about fucking mask up and trade. You can't do this. You can't. Oh, is this trading? What, is this living? Can we breathe now? Oh no, I can't. Sorry. So that's, to me, these rooftops, I call those rooftops the old highs. You know, like if you look back, look to the left, you know, this is all you can see is this. You can't actually so I don't think this price matters anymore. That vacuum's been cleaned out and this one's been cleaned out. And now, okay, so I'm getting filled again on the buy limits. So we're coming back for the auto refill now. I like this trade. You know, this is obvious range trading tactics. Or you could be short from this thing here. Now, if you're short from here and you're like kicking yourself, don't worry. Just figure out how close you want to be to the market. So if you miss this sell, I'd say, well, you know what? Hopefully you got buy limits below these lows. The so-called stop hunt. That's all I'm buying here, buying here, buying here. All over. Rinse and repeat. And maybe this is... okay, so we're scalping. We just made 50 pips. I know I got targets at 50 pips. I could be risking 75 on that trade, and we're out. Okay, we're done. Now, I can say, at this point, I would say, based on what's happened, it's just like every time the market moves, you know, it makes a new opportunity. Sell limits here, buy limits like crazy down here, like crazy. Big tickets here, and yeah, let's commit to a 50 pip window. Crazy big tickets above this. Crazy big is a technical sizing term. So you have to be a little bit of a cowboy. I'm sorry, but this is not all pencil behind your ear shit. But we're gonna sell above here. There's a lot of this to get her done. Fucking trading what I'm talking about here. See, and goodbye below there. Next question. Well, this grid seminar, how long does it go on for? Till I say it's over. Now you're 39 minutes in, just let you know. If you got to go sprinkle your kids with some cereal and get them off on to school, and get back over here to the interdimensional candlestick galactical fusion project experience. You have to bring your own instruments. Dental floss would be mandatory, and condoms, but no masks. Okay, everybody, man the ramparts here. Let's go. So That's a nice supply sell right there. Look at that little top tick Tommy. Oh, hey, I thought it was going up. A market maker just sold you that buy stop. You got filled on that buy stop on that fractal. Oh, that Williams. Oh, that's not even Williams fractal, but it is on the 4-hour. Trust and believe. Market's kind of quiet. What are you doing, Jake? Oh, I got this moving average crossover system I've been back testing. You want to come over and see it tonight? Oh, I don't know. I'd rather go like watch a chick flick with my wife. How about you? Oh, I don't know. I think I've discovered the Holy Grail. Really? Like just tonight? Did you see it coming? Yeah, I kind of felt like I'm going to crack the code here pretty soon. So pardon me, I guess I'm back testing this. But I'm back testing speculation, I suppose. Not the moving average thing. Yeah, I guess the moving average here is like, you know what, you should have bought this doji back here. Also, this I do think is a real indication is low volatility says, you know what, let's build a position, long or short. Pick a direction now. This is where you have to have a bias, I think. Here's where you put your bias hat on. Are we going up or down? Like, what the fuck, dude? Like, I'm bored. Like, get this monster scalp back here. When are we going to come back to Disneyland? Fucking boring, and I got the fastest playback possible. Sorry, gang. Okay, so on the big picture. In the big picture, I don't think it matters. Look at the big picture. This top-down view of trading, too. Don't ever fall into that shit. Dude, trade the fucking thing you're on. Well, in the big picture, dude, you're scalping for 8 pips. And this is fucking 2,000 pips here. I know, but can I dream? No. Fuck no. Oops. Just blew up my fucking... Oh, shit. Check my video cable. Just blew up my computer. Yeah, I crashed the computer there, so... Some time's gone by. Let's see if I blew up the account. Okay, we sold... I said let's sell up into this. We sold up into that. The daily chart, by the way. Okay, so I'm going to buy the plunge again. I'm taking the Nesty plunge. Country Time Lemonade entry. So here, 50 pip window here. Let's really focus on getting some money rounded up. Was a crowdfund me on that one. Go fund my limits here. Okay. I'm definitely buying the low of the previous day on that one too. For the scalp. Okay, we got the scalp off. But let's do it again. Let's refresh that whole area right here. And rinse and repeat. So this could be the middle. This could be just before the end of the day there. I suspect if we really look at this thing, like just dial into it right here. Okay, they're filling the buy limits all over again. So this is a rinse and repeat trade. The market's really not going anywhere. It's just dicking around. Let's really load up when it takes out the low of the previous day. So this is Asian session right now. Okay, we're buying pretty heavy into this plunge. This is going to be a little white knuckle. I like this one. I like these kind of setups where looks like it could keep tanking. Thanks. I love that. So we can just buy with abandon. But we're buying the plunge. Okay, so this very quiet day. Could we go lower? Yes, I think we can. Let's go buy more. We could still have our 10 pip targets built into this too. This 25 pip grid we're buying into. Oh, buying again in Asia. Really loading the wagon. Maybe we're coming up on Friday here. Okay, that was... Yeah, this is almost Friday now. It could be one of those you finish the week down. Big swing trades, really. Kind of loading the wagon on this trade, holding on for a few days. I'm going to be in these trades for about 10 days. Or half a month. All right, buying again. Go figure. Crazy in Asia. Mind blowing. I'm sure on the 4-hour chart it's a beautiful trend trade going down. But we're just going to grid accumulate. Okay, now when we get to the round number there, I think I would, well, we know that we had to cash out something into this because as soon as we took out the high of the previous day, we know that's the seller's window. These 2 days here. So that I would say the auction's complete on the daily there. Supply and demand's been hit new lows, come back new highs. The only issue is how many pips was that compared to a hot market like over here where the same pattern happens, makes new lows, but it's a 50 pip window of hell. So the windows of hell for like, you know, hey, it's going against you, hell, I suppose, that feeling, right? And here you could have just got, oh, I'm doing this, you know, top tick Tommy. You know, supply and demand trading is all we're doing. All anybody's really doing if they claim they're trading liquidity, same thing. Big buy. Oh, big buy. And so can you see the big buy that finally got tagged? Now, how long do we wait for that, right? And look how long do we wait for it. Now, that's the sleeper cell that we put in at the beginning of the month here. I said I'd be buying all month down there. And if we ever make it down there, like, wow. Now, that was a clean. You see how fast that was in 1 day? Now there could be follow through. Now we could drift up. But I would still be a seller up here for the scalps. Still. I'm a fool for the city. I'm just going to sell up there. Oh, zoom in. Okay. Look at it go. There she blows, Captain. Let's fix the scale now and go for the drill down. All right, let's just look at pips, man. I'm sick of all that fucking narrative. So, sell there. Wow. Selling just the high of the previous day now. And if I'm not in the market, I have buy limits galore all the way down. I have enough money now from going all in at the key. I guess they call this a key price level. There's no Williams. Okay, there's no Williams fractal even there. So this is the kill zone, the doom zone, and man, that's short-lived, isn't it? And then it actually has follow through, and it's just sellers above this one. So you could be up on this a nice 25, 35 pips now, but we're buying into that. On my side, we're just getting. It's easier to buy. And if you were short here, you would have to take something off when you start making new lows again. Here's the Asian buy. We just bought the low the previous day. We just nicked the wick coming in, forming the first candle. And I'm willing to buy all night long. So this is when I go to sleep, I'm like, you know what? We're going to fucking hell. Just put a limit grid in and go to sleep. There ain't nothing you can do to change that either. Ain't nothing you can do to change whether that's going to happen or not. So I like that's a very, I have a high, good, cozy feeling putting in limits down here and really going, 8 hours is my longest ticket. So I don't really, but I would refresh them. Like I said, that time that I was putting those tickets in, grinding into the front of the market here, it was one of these kind of moves where, wow, really, down, down, down. Oof. And here's the classic candlestick pattern. The pressure's building up. The breakout traders, they just got filled. They got trapped a little bit. And now we can make new lows. So I don't think it's over. But this is where you never got below here for the insanely good prices, and you sometimes are only going to get, and when you see that, that really is where that kind of robot jumps on. But if he's directionally based on this move, he's getting screwed on that wick. I'm cashing out everything to the floor right there. And actually anything above here I'm cashed out, so I just went flat. I guarantee you I'm not going to sit around for that. Now, let's do the buy limits all over again. And that's why trading is just boring, and it's just not very sexy. I guess Gartley's make it a little more sexy. But selling again, okay, selling a ton above that fractal, as we already decided we would. Sell, sell, sell. Oh my God, just Clobberville. Waiting for the easy scalp to the fractal. If we get it, we don't necessarily going to get it. And we have just so much money committed to selling here. You know, are you still long from this? Better to be long from here, right? Because here was a nice move, and then we're selling, selling, selling. We're dumping. We're going to take, I would say, take everything off the table here. Depending on how much we sold, right? Depending on how much we sold. So this is the thing that I can't give you the math on that. You got to figure, well, did you really load the wagon on here like you said you would? You knew there was supply up here. Every old high and every old low is supply and demand. So here was the supply zone to sell into. Did you make money? Did you take that trade? Are you holding until it comes back to here on some of that? Or are you going to sell more each time it makes a higher high? Are you a contrarian? You're just going to sell higher highs. Sell, sell, sell. And you've got so much to sell up here that... Or you're the giant swing trader. You're going to be in this trade for 2 months. You know, in the old days, you could do that trade. No, you're in here. You're like, holy shit, I am selling now. Wow. We just made 25 pips. Let's try to make 50. Now let's start buying here. And I'm saying, oof, if I miss that sell, the backlash is going to be so hard off of that. So it really is the cause and effect. This is so brutal of a price. You just made 75 pips in one day, inverted hammer, you're out. Buy limits. You could even have more melt back into this so-called fair value. Right? Anything that's in the middle of the road. But the extremes, right? Holy shit. Look at that. Oh, beautiful buy limit. Another fucking mind-blowing trade just off of that shit. So, look at that. Look at the rinse and repeat. Look at the fucking rinse and repeat going on here. This is where my system... If I got built-in targets at 25 for this particular volatility range, if I've got those tickets ready to go now, we're making fast money, and we're making it at a pretty good chunk there. This volatility is gonna dry up though. I go back to business as usual. So right there, we're in the fair value now. I'm flat. You could still be long, but I'm selling now. I just sold new highs. I'm going to sell so much above here. Like I said a fucking million times in these videos, we're going to sell so much up here. I've never seen this daily data set before. We're selling into that. It's brutal. I know. You're underwater. You got to hang with that. You got to hang with that contrarian attitude here at the top. Otherwise, what's the point? You know, trading reversals is fucking standing in front of the train there. Or in front of the hot air balloon, I suppose, instead of the catch a falling knife or stop a rising Hindenburg. Holy humanity. So, and here we scalped to that, and we got a little bit beyond that, right? A little bit better. Back with the buy limits, back with the sell limits. We can get close to the market. We can be way up here with the long-lasting tickets. So how far away is your fill? Is it next 4 hours, next 4 days? The other critical thing is, do you suspect the signals come out of your system? Yeah, my signal comes out with a signal every seems like my system is triggered every 18 hours. So maybe your system is like an oscillator on on an 8-hour chart. Yeah, well, I decided to go with the 8-hour chart because the data looks smoother. If you knows what I means. It's like a Ranko chart. Oh, it smoothed it out. You know, the yearly charts. Take a look at those one day. Talk about top-down analysis. Look at this fucking daily chart. Jesus Christ. Every time I look at this daily chart, I think, why aren't I trading like this? Because I don't want to be in a trade for a month, but look at this. I'm starting to become a believer. I don't have the patience. In 4 hours, I want to get the fuck out. 8 hours, I'm like, it's going to... So if we went and did the 8-hour chart now, or the 4-hour chart, can't do no 8-hour chart. You're messing with the system now. I told you my algorithm is complete black box. Do not even try to open. He'll arc out, man. You want to get hospitalized? You want to end up in the fucking infirmary? Okay, so here's a buying opportunity. I'm looking at this supply zone that's been stacking up all these old lows. Let's buy it. Let's gobble this shit up. So if I came on the scene, the daily psycho swing trader algorithm, we just buy new lows. We stack and we rack and stack them. It's kind of like that insect, the guy that comes and kills the bugs in your house. Sprays along the woodwork. When the bugs come out, what happens here is they gobble up these limits and they choke on them. Yeah. Take them out. You haven't seen any bugs, have you? No. Well, there you go. Oof. Buying the plunge. Oh. Dude. Oh. I like it when it does that. Right at the end of the day. Ch-ch-tunk. See, now, this is where people lose their mind. They're like, I should have put a wider stop on that. You had to know when they took out that low. And if they take this out, here's where you're going to blow your mind. You got to buy this. Didn't happen. You have to take these 20, 30 pips here. It may go to the moon, but it's probably going lower. So if you didn't take a big move like that, oof. This is where you got to give the fish some. If you think you're fishing for price, which you are here in this approach, because it's going lower, right? So you take that, dump something there, come in and go, oh, fuck, this is going to be crazy. Now you really loaded up below there. You had to. The system demands it, right? You're buying supply and demand trading. You have to buy new lows and sell new highs. That's the only thing you got to keep on your brain. That and the balls to do the trade. Okay, and the stops. I'm trading with 50 pip stops now. I normally don't I don't have a 100 pip stop because I figure, well, there's limits down there. So what I do is I take an area of 50 pips. I buy at the market frantically as fast as I can click. So I might put on 2 standard lots frantically clicking, but I've got 2 standard lots in addition to that on limits. So I'm in a $500,000 is my biggest flash swing, like right here. So I'm in heavy as fuck right here. I'm cashing out now. I bought that psycho plunge of 50 pips there, and I'm flat right there. As soon as we take out the high of the previous day, of the previous couple days, I'm out. This supply zone gets filled so fast, so hard here. I'm out. Now I could sell into that too. But just for a scalp, now sell more. Now sell more above here. Right? We're going to sell. Or are you still long because you bought everything below here, and for the past fucking 6 days, everybody's been telling you it's tanking, and you've been buying this whole glorious plunge below here, and now you're getting out. And now there are sellers above this where it all started. That's the order block where everything all started. There's the order gap entry there. Oh, I know. It's called volatility, dumb fuck. Every time the market moves that hard, yeah, okay, the next bar kind of opens with a gap. Wow, is this fucking really a mystery to people? So, big sell there, and once again, laying the buy limits in. I go double click on that, go to sleep. Clickety click click, buy limits, all in here. It's all right for the buy-in. There could be a Fibonacci down there, for God's sakes. Who knows what could be down there for a reason to buy, honey? Can't you see why we're living on the street? Look at all these entries. It's going to hit one of these trades like lottery tickets, man. Something going to hit. Something going to hit. I know I want to sell like a butt whore up here. Butt whore forex. Look at this, man. Look at this thing. This is going to be catastrophic if we breach this. Of course, that's the double top tick Tommies. Oh, we're selling into that. Oh boy, look out. Ouch. Oof. Now that ticks some balls. I'm ready to do it. Yep, I'm ready. Let's go. The first scalp. Back to the fractal. But let's sell more. I'm ready to just go full retard on this one. Full suicidal retard. Sell. Oh, yeah. I think if we have a big backlash, we could probably even come back to here and to here. But, oh, boy. Right now, I'm kind of white knuckle selling into that. Another day of selling. In Asia, we took out the high of the previous day. Let's sell again. I'm just going to let them fill in limits. I'm not going to do the market orders because I think that's really the loser game is to... Well, you have to wait for the end of the day to sell, by the way. That was the big, vast... Looking at this is in the big picture of the vacuum. Okay, we're short. We just made 25 pips off the round. So we know that we have built in at least 15, 8, 13, 28, 29, all those different handles of target. We have to, just out of sheer structure, we have to cash out here on everything. Boom, we're out. Now, I'm going to refresh the sell limits. I'll refresh the buy limits down here. Because if we're really going to tank, we're probably going to retest the tippity top of that up here. Or you're still holding, waiting to cash out, start buying below the previous day, sell above the previous day. In a nutshell, the crudest system would be buy new lows of the previous day, sell new highs, sit back, wait to get filled, see what happens. Of course, this psychologically is demanding because you got these pending tickets down there. Yeah, but what if they fill them too deep? And what if they... Meanwhile, on the 4 hour, there's breakouts in here we can't see. But we're just waiting. Some guy said it in a patience. Yeah, I do on this thing. Fucking 1 day is like 30 seconds. What are you talking about? I got patience. We just haven't filled our tickets yet. I guess we're too stingy. But if it ever does kind of collapse down here, it's going to be hell to pay, isn't it? Sell above there, buy below there. Can you take us through blow by blow of the trades? I am. No, Phil. We're starving to death, honey. Why don't you get the 5-minute chart out? I'm getting hungry. I hear people saying that price of steak's really high. I've never been a steak guy, but I'm like, dude. So what's happening, I'm not sure if this is really happening. But they're not changing the price. The quality's going down. So I went to my favorite hookup store. I say hookup because you can buy everything there. It's like a trucker stop. All the CB radios are gone. Everything's gone. It's turning into $1. It's turning into, oh, look at that. We got filled. Fuck, I wasn't paying attention. Sorry, guys. So we got filled on this breakout, right? We're buying into this buy. Now you could have, here's where you could have picked the direction, and this is where you should when the market's quiet before the breakout. You should put your bias hat on and pull the trigger and just go for it. I mean, this is the time and the place for that, but I'm not doing that style. I'm doing the limit. But You could say, you know, I think it's going to tank, dude. And if you were the guy that held that sell limit up here, you are fucking rich. At least for the moment, you're a fucking genius rich. Right? Because you sold the box up there and look at you cashed out. But I'm going to buy the plunge. Every day we make a new low, I buy. Now this, I probably got destroyed on my 25 pip stops here. They're blown out. 50 pips are hanging. My 75 pip tickets, so I have to run a 75 pip stop sometimes. I can see here I'm going to need a 100 pip stop, a 75, a 50. We're buying like a whore. We're long on limits as it is, but we're going to add, we're going to pull the trigger on some stuff and really have enough money to stack into this. We have to have enough dry powder to really play it. Let's put more limits in if we don't. So it's a balance between canvassing with limits and saying, oh, yeah, they're going to fill that. We don't have to pull the trigger on any of this shit. Or going, oh, I'm buying here with a 100 pip stop. Buy with a 100 pip stop. And buy. But meanwhile, we're filling in limits. Like, right, we laid out grids with a 75, 50. These are a diversification in risk. And this, to me, is a golden opportunity plunge. When I see the market finish down like that, I'm like, there'll probably be follow through. Probably going lower. And now I really want to stack in, and I really want to have my scalps all arranged in front of this thing. Let's catch a falling knife trading. You're not supposed to do this, but this is to me the only way to make money for me. So here I'm going to buy just catastrophic amounts here, if we make it down there. But meanwhile, I'm buying catastrophic amounts below the previous 2 days now. Buy. And I'm probably, if I didn't scalp something here, all these guys are taking heat. But this is the trade I'm in for, and I swing trade it. I do swing trade it, not quite this. Like I know I'll hold this for 3 more days. This trade. Okay, I'm cashing out right there. So there you go. I'm already cashed out of a pant load there. That's 50 pip bounce. So this is how I view the markets. Typically, if I'm really going to trade it hard, I'm going to stretch it out and just go, show me the pips. I don't care about anything else. If I held for another day here, I could squeeze another, but coming in Asia, drift up, follow through. Okay, I'm totally flat. Now I'm going to rinse and repeat. I'm buying the low of the previous day. I'm buying this whole, all the Fibonacci's all the way to fucking China here. And I guess to Moscow now, but or whatever, you know, everybody's got a, you know, a bee in their bonnet. Oh, look at that thing crawling out of the hole back. So if you're waiting to hit this target, maybe you're going to hit it, you know. You're going to look like a genius. I would put sell limits on that wedge. These rooftops, sell limits, sell limits, sell limits, sit back, wait. They just filled my buy limits. I buy the low of the previous day. They just filled my buy limit. I know they did. We're long on something here. Let's scalp out. Okay, come back in with limits. Do it, rinse and repeat. Very close to the market now. We got enough money. We can kind of get close to the market. Market's calmed down, so we keep on refreshing the market with tickets that are near and far. Think near and far to the market. How close to current price are you? Okay, I know I'm getting filled here. Double clicks, 4-hour double clicks are getting filled. Shit that I wrote that's, you know, 8 pips deep, hard written, so we don't have to. So the problem with, well, it's not a problem because it keeps you from doing bad structure trades, but if you have to drag these over and place them, see, we're getting filled on buy limits right here without even having to think about it. Right? If we double clicked and just threw an array in there, we don't have to come over and drag these over like this, which I can't now when the market's open. But here, this 20 pip window, this is a 3K and a 20 pip window. This is very low. Like, here's the total cost of this trade is like 40 bucks, I think. Yeah, 40 bucks you're risking on these tickets. These are 3Ks on a 20 pip window. So that's really wide trading, and I usually don't trade like that in the video because another reason why I trade hard because I'm trying to get the thing to happen. So to show you the, okay, look at this, is you're up this, you're down that. So I'm trying to put some pressure on the account. And we just scalped to the floor there. So you see how that trade is already over. If you bought from here down to here, your target needed to be to here. Maybe you're holding through this whole move to the top, right? So we sold the high here. We can sell up here. Let's buy again. So here's where the range traders are cleaning up because it's just banging around. It's just up and down. It's up and down nonsense here. I'm waiting for that. I'm waiting for that engulfing pattern. See, that's what just, I can't take it when people are waiting for the engulfing pattern. Dude, be the engulfing pattern, right? Like if you sold into this, you sold into this fake breakout, I guess you could call it. Let's see if I can do this. Try to get rid of these screens. I'm playing it back too fast. Let me just slow just a little bit here just to get the... Poor computer's trying to do every tick on the dailies. It's just... Oh, I guess I just destroyed that chart. Oh, okay, we'll start over. Let's do the 4-hour chart here. 4-hour chart. Same data, 4-hour chart. Template is going to be... we'll do a new template. So... get rid of the fractals. We'll just do 4-hour chart. Oh, now every vertical line is a week. Yeah, I kind of blew that up. Trying to get rid of this shit. Oops. So, all right, we can see the landscape. We can see looking back now. This is going to be a 20 pip grid instead of 25. The spread is at 1.5, so it's almost better than 10%. We're zooming in and we're going to do the same trading we just did. We're going to sell up here in the new highs, place our tickets, stand back, selling up there. And the reason for the sells are we're going to have to dedicate a lot to this one, and the next one we're going to dedicate a lot of resources. Dry powder goes up on that one, pretty heavy. But definitely everything above this is going to be the prime real estate. And the aggressive traders, we start selling right at the very top tick-tommy window. And heavy into the box. 4-hour chart, let's put in 8-hour tickets down here in this slot. And it's just, so the grid trading is not just the grid handles, it's like the density. I'd say every pip here for 25 pips. So every pip for 25 pips in a box. It's not like, I'm not putting 1Ks on the handles. I'm just doing that for the example, a crude example of $1,000 account, presupposing this number. And it all comes down to how much did you just spend? So I went to the party store last night. I think it's a party store because, you know, how can you tell? It's fucking expensive. So I go in there and I'm like, $18. I got 2 things. I get home. I'm like, okay, dude. I kind of felt like a rich person. It's kind of had a perverse effect psychologically. Inflation makes me feel like, God, I'm like royalty. I can afford to buy this shit and still fucking breathe. Well, with the mask off, I can breathe now, but then I kind of have a hard time breathing. You can breathe, but the air just went up in price. You can breathe now, but we're charging for air. I remember when they started charging for air for your tires. I go, is this a trend? It's a macro trend, son. It's called inflation. But see, inflation's, I've been living that my whole, we had dime stores, now we have dollar stores. Now you have 5 and below, now you got 100 and below store. Everything in here is under $25. Think of it as a 25 pip stop on a 1K. Everything in the store is a bad trade. For you, son, when you get home, it's going to be worth nothing. And then everybody realizes that the only thing that the most priceless thing in the world is their time and their nappy time. I'll rest up for the next fucking punishing wave of psychotic, erratic, total nonsense, central planning, clusterfuck of conceptual fucknuttery that we shoot from the hip and we just wing it based on traditional fuck-ups. We take all our bad Gartley patterns and all our when our fibs don't behave and our indicators are trying to catch up. Come on, indicator, you can do it. I know you see the pattern I see. I know the market wants what I want. I gotta speed this up. Sorry. I get off on a tangent. Let's go hyperspeed. Let's power trade this fucker. Come here, you. Take you to trading boot camp right now. 4-hour chart, same data set. We kind of know what's going to happen if we memorize the last chart. So we kind of have a little inkling. But we're just saying we're going to sell these new highs above here, and we'll just watch the drama begin. Now we know we can make the money in 4 hours now. Where the other chart, we really weren't sure what was going on. Let's put in a short-term 4-hour ticket here. So I'm going to try to get the right 4-hour tickets here, 8-hour tickets down here. I'm not going to write on the screen like people do. It's just too much work. But let's imagine 12-hour tickets down here, 6-hour tickets, 8-hour tickets, 12-hour tickets. There are 12-hour tickets. Let's put just the big kahunas below the wick. All right, so to me this is more realistic. 4-hour chart. Okay, we're getting filled on the limits. Bingity bang bong bong. Just let it go. All right, we scalped out of that. Next trade, please. Let's do it again. I like it. Rinse and repeat. Do it again. Put the tickets in. Buy limit, buy limit. Now let's buy more. We made so much money. Let's buy more. I think it's going to tank. Come on, baby. Come on down. You're done. Come on. Fill my limits, please. Ring my bell. All right. See? Should have bought more. Oh, well. Fuck up. So, we're going to fill on the sell side, looks like, kids. See, now there's a perfect instance of you're right about the trade, but you didn't ride for the whole, you didn't go for the full auction. This is why this is discretionary trading, by the way. This is not something that you could program into a computer. So you see that supply has been filled. Okay, I would say that's a mini auction. Totally took out the lows of Asia, took out the highs of Asia. That's all over with. Now let's do a rinse and repeat. It's not over because we haven't come down to where the fat lady sings down here. She'd be singing like her ass off here and above here. Top tick Tommy nailed it. And bottom tick Bobby nailed that price pulse. That's over. That's over. We're gonna now 4-hour chart. We don't have to wait too long to get another setup going. You really don't. Just got filled. Just got monster filled. We're buying like a pant load down there. We're really gonna buy a lot here. This is where you'd hand place these probably. You could double click it. If you know what your double clicks are gonna do. Buy. 8 hours, tremendously long in this box. We're going to really load the wagon in that box. Oh boy, oh man, we're taking it on, and we're just every 4 hours it's down. I would buy at the market though. By the way, wouldn't buy that one. I'm just going to hold now. If it goes down hard, I'll buy. Plus, I got buy limits down here. We have to have plenty of dry powder for these trades because this could come down here again. So when we get the dead cat bounce, there's a possibility it could go here. That's as simple as that. I can't be more simple. I mean, I think a kid can understand that. Well, hopefully your kid's not playing with cats and seeing what a dead cat bounce really looks like and filming it, in slow-mo, high frame rate. Hey, kid, Daddy's iPhone's got some interesting shit on it. Should have got a vasectomy. I can see this. Oof. Got a mutant kid. He took that Moderna shit. I don't know. He got some Pfizer in him. Baby got. Oh, the zombies are coming. So here's a top tick, Tommy. So I would have probably taken my 25 pips off the table here. I can see that trades. Next question. Yes, we will buy more. We just bought more. See how that worked? We just bought more. Oh, I'm buying more. Oh. Oh, yes. Come on down. The price is right. Yes, right here. I remember this from the daily now. But this, what it looks like on the 4 hour is you're scalping to this floor on the 4 hour. You can't see that on the daily. Okay, this perfect exit. We just dump that. We could dump the whole thing, or we can dump whatever was pre-written into it. But it looks like we're going to go lower. We could. And here I would do the double clicks for 1 hour. I know I got filled there. It's 4 hour bars, right? So we know that the 8 hour tickets got filled. The 4 hour tickets got filled here. But anything that's down here has already just disappeared off the platform. If we hit the button here and they're 12 hour tickets, they're gone. They're not even here. Well, we're buying again. And this is where it pays off to hit the button every, and you have 2 hour tickets, whatever have you. You really want to get the perfect catch a falling knife cushion going there. So you're buying here on limits. Every time it drops, now I would say you got to start thinking about buying 75 pips deep for the next 8 hours. You really got to think deep, because the momentum's picked up to a point here where you got to do it. But you know that when you come down here, that you're in the psycho word price. Okay, everybody's aware of it. If you zoom out, we know this is psycho word price. Look at down here. Oh my God, right? And this is what just blows people's minds. We saw that on the daily, but on the 4 hour, there are, like I said, there are people selling here because they got a signal. And they wouldn't be wrong. They just made 50. I'm sorry, they just made, it's 20 pip credit. I keep forgetting. They just made 40 pips. Okay, so 40 pips. Is that good? I back tested it. It works really good. Okay, is it working right there when it came back to where you got in? Is it working? Well, I was up on the trade, if that's what you mean. Not really, because what is a return on investment is the pencil necks say, pencil behind the ears, people say. Now, if you hold on to this trade till it comes to here, and then we know what's going to happen. We saw the daily. I don't know if you remember the daily. I do now. Looking at this, I'm like, oh, yeah, that's that fucking mind blower auction where it comes below here. Everybody's all like, look, it broke out. The world's coming to a fucking end, and then rip your face off the other way. And you're like, I got to learn that pattern. So we just bought pant loads down there. Just enough to, oh my God, right? Look at how much we bought down there. You know we did, because it's who we are. Let's fix the scale here now. We're just focused on the pips. We don't care about indicators or momentum. Oh, we do care about momentum in the crudest sense. It's dropping like a whore. Let's buy into that. I know I'm going to dump everything I know at this floor here and then rinse and repeat on limits. So I probably already cashed out quite a bit. As soon as we clip this supply zone here, I could have gone flat and made almost 100 pips there. If I'm still holding till we come back to this one, that's another story. Coming back to this, that's a whole nother waiting game. I may not be up for, but look at, we tag it. Now let's do the buy limits, right? Big sell limits up in this chunk. Now you can see the nooks and crannies on the 4 hour chart better. But I consider these supply and demand zone nooks and crannies. Okay, nooks and crannies is my own terminology. It came out with years ago. Thank you very much. It's in my watermark series. Mentorship, everything's watermarked, so if somebody sees you doing it, then I throw you in the back of a white van, beat the shit out of you. Just heads up. Everybody should be aware of You know, what's going on here? The real cost of trading is the knowledge. And my teaching style, I think, speaks for itself. I'm a teacher, by the way. Kind of just, you know, yeah, teach. That's what I do. I'm the mentor's teacher. Oh boy. So when you look at this stuff, you can see all these cute little. Look at a top became a bottom. Now this is I would say this is the trend trading on the 4-hour chart. Right, we jump the creek. Here's your Wyckoff. You know, you jump the creek and you get on and look at this. But so I'm into this shit. Like it's plunging. I'm like, damn, let's gobble that shit up while we're taking a nap. So I come across this style of trading because I didn't want to sit on the sidelines waiting for a fucking setup or a signal. I want in. I want to have some fun. So I'm like, let's sell this shit. Fuck this. Let's buy this plunge down here. Buy, sell, bingity bing bong. So that's what I came up with. Not for everybody. Not for anybody, actually. Okay, let's move this over. And let's take a look at the big picture. Oh, they're coming into my buy limits. I think they are. Ooh, gobble them up, baby. Now, sometimes this goes terribly wrong. Like, it just keeps tanking. And I get that, man. I understand. I feel your pain. That blue dress is too much. I feel your pain. Let me express my pain on your blue dress, please. If you don't mind. Now, you say this is part of the forex thing, the dress? It's a forex dress, baby. It's from my swag collection. Forex clothing. Okay. I gotcha. Oof. It's a euro doll. It's a euro thong. Now look at that wick. That's a prime example right there. Now that would be a set and forget it. You wake up with money in your account on that one. You're like, what the fuck? I knows it. You put a fucking iceberg down here. Big fat dark pool of fucking Soros entry right here. I know you did that. So if you just did a linear grid, you'd be like about a 1K, a 2K. I got that trade too. It's funny. I got in there for a different reason than you got in there. But look at the reaction off that. From Sunday's low. Oof. From top tick Tommy to bottom tick Bobby. And up again. That's a trade. That's the trade I want. So I'm always thinking, man, when that happens, I can relax, throw the limits back in, rinse and repeat. Come in smaller, though. I would say after a big, giant win, here's the other kind of like, I guess, not rule of thumb, but yeah, I guess I'll call it rule of thumb. Rule of thumb means they're not really a rule, it's fungible, but it's like a fungible token. And so, without the token. So you bought here and you dumped here, take the day off, you know. Put some small buy limits in just in case we rock it down. Maybe put some sell limits starting here conservatively, because if you sell right into that, it means you're expecting this to happen on some level. Otherwise, you wouldn't sell that close to the market. The other thing about selling close to the market, you could be a trend trader and you could buy close to the market and sell close to the market, and it would look like this. And this is where the tablet would come in handy, because you could just, you know what, I want to be long this thing. Any kind of pullback I want in, man. Any pullback I want in, and I've been like that on the. So here's Sunday night. Looks like a bullish week, dude. Give me everything that's just 8 pips deep in 15 minutes. I just want every little fucking micro pullback. And this is the other, instead of buying at the market, I just want every nuanced pullback. I don't care how shallow the pullback is. I want it. I wrote a script for that, which buys 5 pips deep with a 13 pip stop, you know, 8 pips deep with a 20 pip stop, 20 pips deep with a 30 pips stop, but that's about it. I'm not going to give the market much room on these, and I'm not giving a lot of time either. I'm getting filled here, though. Look at, I'm getting filled there. Now, not on the 15s or the 30s maybe, but on the 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hour, 4 hour, 6 hour, 8 hour, 12 hours. You can have those. Now I'm getting filled. I got a bullish bias this week. Gosh, they're kind of filling me bigger than but I got scalps built into that, right? So this is my mindset here. If I'm going to be directionally biased, I'm going to run the tight stops, the shallow entries, the short expirations. Yeah, I think this is a trend. And there's going to be a by the end of the week, it's going to make a final. It's going to make a run it's going to head for the exit, either up or down. I'm looking for a profound move. I'm looking for drift, punch. Or drift, plunge. And this could be a bad week for me. But it's okay, we just bought that pullback, I suppose. Now, as soon as we start taking this out, I have to make a decision. Are we taking this out? I think so. I'm going to move my targets up so here's where I'm going to go and adjust. Getting into this was either double click or a drag and drop entry. Now that I'm in the market, now I see I've got 5 kids and a fat wife. I'm like, okay, oh no, what can I do now to remedy this situation? Oh, I get a girl on the side. She lives down here. So, and there's a girl, I know a girl lives over here. This is the remedy. Oh, I need something on the side. My life's fucking tragic. I'm trapped in this fucking biased long shit. Okay, this is actually a deeper module in my mentorship called how to create a fractal correlation between your dysfunctional relationship with your pudgy wife and your retarded kids. I've experienced that a few times. Not that I have a big ego and a big EQ. So here, we are finally reaping the benefits of the laborious accumulation of shallow limits here. We're cashing out. I'm out of this trade. Fuck these people. And I'm selling above there and fuck them. And I could have sold this if I wasn't in. So I hope that wraps it up. Right? See what I'm saying there? Now, you could have taken either trade here. You could have been... I'm definitely cashing out of that and going back to sleep. And you could have rinsed and repeated right there. As soon as you saw that, you could be buy limits, dude. Buy limits. We're going to here. This thing's on a rip. And that's... You got to be quick on the draw there. You got to really have... To rinse and repeat. You got to be there to do it, man. And it's worth it because now you bank all that money, you come back, and this is how you build this is how you make money or build the account. So in the 4 hour, you can see the trade is a whole different world than the daily, but you know, 4 hour chart, I must say, is the gold mine of the victim, because if you're going to do supply and demand zones or Williams fractal reversals here on the 4 hour, it's a gold mine, right? You're selling here, sell, buy, you're making 40 pips. 20 to 40 pips here on this 20 pip grid. You can make 60. Look, here's a beautiful, 60 pip winner to here. You're out flat. Rinse and repeat. You're going to make, you know, this kind of thing. You're only making 20 pip dead cat bounce here. So when the times are mind-blowing like this, you really got to load up. And certainly here, if you just let that autofill on your grid, 1K, 2K, every 20 pips you're buying a bigger position. Yes, when it comes down to here, if you don't blow up the account, you make so much fucking money to here now. That's where you have to kick back, come back in with the limits, and rinse and repeat it, or sell limits here that never fill, so no harm, no foul, and I'm selling again. So I like the 4 hour lifestyle. The 4 hour chart for me seems like the best frequency for momentum per 4 hours. Like 4 hours up, 4 hours down. That's crazy, man. Look at this dumb shit. Yeah, it's just the dumbest shit. Best trading in the world, really. 4 hour with the limit grids for the grid trading. Now, if you're a sniper, you're probably going to be on the, I don't know. I guess you can sniper this thing. You're like, oh my god, look at right here, pull the trigger, oh my god. And look how it turns on a dime. Sometimes they actually sheared candles here. Turns on a dime. Look at that thing. Down hard. Oh, beautiful. Another easy buy. So I like that. I like that. It's my favorite trade is the 4-hour wick for the scalp. It's high probability. And I will run bad ratios into these giant vacuums because the probability of getting the dead cat bounce off before I get stopped out of that ticket. But I do have tight tickets that do get stopped out, and I do have. So I'm trying to get the widest spectrum of tickets involved. So I am, in Wyckoff theory, I am the composite operator. I'm the guy that's trading all that shit. So the composite man, he calls him, or the composite operator, the guy that has scalps, the swings, you got the whole playbook, right? I want to be the whole playbook. And I can see the scalp and I can see the swing. And if I scalp while holding the swing, I get the best of both worlds, I think. If I'm lightly in on the swing and heavy in on the scalp. And that's a relative term. But, you know, sometimes when the market, so I've been doing this a long time, and I couldn't understand why I was losing so much money and making so much money trading the euro versus the yen, because I just traded patterns. I didn't really look at the price. And one day I put up that grid on the euro versus yen, and I go, oh, I see why I'm making lose a bunch of money there. That's a ripping market. I mean, the thing's doing twice the pip movement. So then I decided to engineer all the scripts to, well, how many pips am I making? As opposed to, is that a good pattern? Because can I afford that pattern, really? I mean, the double top on that is a little steep, isn't it? Jesus fucking Christ. I mean, so if that scenario does happen with a double top, double bottom, then can I realistically make money exploiting these fluctuations in price? If they're too big for my stop, then but the argument is that, well, you got tight stops, they stop you out, and as long as you don't overtrade, which, or in other words, churn the account to death, where every trade's a losing trade. This is why it's, if you commingle a bad ratio and a high probability, the worse the ratio, the higher probability of making money. So that's the inverted proportion there, because, you know, as you put a 10 pip stop on, you put a 50 pip stop on a 1 pip target, your hit rate probably goes up, but it doesn't mean that the market's going to bounce 1 pip, unfortunately. So the market's screaming down, and how many of those trades can you afford to get stopped out of? Because if you need 50 winning trades to make up for risking 1 trade, so it doesn't make sense logically. I get it, right? So you're going to put a 5 pip target on a 10 pip stop. Okay, that's approaching like tchotchke level of, okay, they just have a little bit. We're just kind of like, we're making 10% on this. We're moving inventory. We're not making a lot of money, but we're moving inventory. We're keeping the business open for business, because we know we can make 8 pips with a 13 pip stop, or we know we can make 10 pips with a 20 pip stop, if we pick the right trade location. So the scalp, get the scalp off, then you can have it. Like the guy that sells you the property, or the title company, who's ever about fucking you on commissions of like, well, you know, that has to be handled through a very scientific method. You know, all of these vaccines have been tested on thoroughly every species on the planet. It's like Noah's Ark. Imagine, you know, oh, okay, I trust everything you're saying. You are the federal of federalness. I saw the robot just try to do a trade there. Sorry, robot. Is it making any money? But I know this is the whole idea of the idealistic utopian view of, well, you know, when everything's all set, you just get in the fucking meta and just live your life. Who needs to trade anyways? Look at this. I'm losing money on this goddamn robot I bought. So yeah, I think that there's hold on, look at that fucking wick there. So that's the trade, right? Did you see how fast that happened? So that was pretty wicked fast. That's gotta be my favorite trade. Now, after that, making money on that, I'd be like, okay, we're going flat. We are selling everything we bought down there. And now I sit back and come in with the limits all over again. Same thing. And the sellers galore up here. Crazy. Just insane moves. I really don't think there's anything here other than pressure, price against the void. I guess you call it unfair prices when the market's forced down hard like that. Yeah, it's momentum, but man, that wick tip, unless you got a tick chart, you can't see the double bottom on that. But we kind of know what's going to happen here if you remember what the dailies look like. The same data set. But this is a very profitable week. If you bought everything below Sunday night's low and you're holding until it takes out the highest Sunday night, there's the auction. You engulf the whole thing. Now you come back in again, buy limits, sell limits. Kind of easy. The next week's easier in a sense because we've established such a psycho ward price that, it's SW. If anybody's taking notes at home in their big giant journal, SW is psycho ward prices. Yeah. I call it the SWP zone on the chart. Okay, that's in module 5.5, 8, 6 of video 98.5. About 14 minutes into 14:08 to be precise into the video, you'll hear me discuss what I've never discussed before in any of these videos. But for that, you have to have a inner sanctum membership, and we sanctify you with like a baptism. Okay, we take your head, we dump it in pips, little nano pips. They go into your bloodstream, and you trade like a fucking monster after that. You're unstoppable. Call out prices while driving your car, or you call your broker on the phone. You go old school. Yeah. Buy at the market on the open, please, sir. Gotcha. We got your trade covered, buddy. Got enough margin? Yeah, I'm good. Soros backs me. Soros-funded mentorship started at $1 million. Take me under my wing. I teach you everything I know. You'll be so good at scalping, you're going to turn into an engine. Okay? You're going to build a teepee. It's going to go far. You're going to go deep. Deep. Yes, deep into the price plunges of the insidious institutional traders out to stop you out of your retail trade there, son. I've been to the institution, and I tell you, we prey on retail traders because they use pencils behind their ears. And we know the lead is affecting their brain. We keep those reports secret. The Center for Lead Pencil Control doesn't want to release the data on all of the pencil injuries we've been having this year. Poked out eyes, people chewing on the erasers, killing over from bad rubber. It's Chinese rubber in the erasers. I think we all know what's going on there. Okay, there's fentanyl in the erasers, people. I know the biolab seems like a threat, but it can't compare to the fucking gnawing on one of these erasers. And if you notice that the brass sleeve isn't brass anymore, it's a hologram. Yep, that's what's going on. Okay, so that's the update. Strategy tester, playback method of psycho ward trading. You've learned nothing, you know nothing, and that's why it's free.